everybody. Okay, so really quickly, I want to talk about something. A lot of times I see that a lot of women will, in an effort to figure out if, like, what's real or what the truth of how um, someone feels about them. They're looking for evidence of the truth of how this person feels, okay? And I'm noticing that what they'll look for in looking for the truth of how this person feels about them is not in what is coming towards them, but what is coming out from them that's not being rejected, okay? So let me say this: you never want to be coming from a place of looking at what someone rejects from you, okay? Meaning this: so if I have an attraction to someone, or I feel I'm emotionally attached to them, I have some type of emotional attachment to them that I'm perceiving as connection. And so then I do things and I'm looking at where they're not stopping me. Okay. So then I look at, okay, I did this and they didn't stop me. So then that means they feel the same way. Or I did this and they didn't stop me. That is the worst place that you could be coming from in dealing with people, because what you're doing is you're setting yourself up to be used. Because the same way people will do this, and then when the person finally, like, the person may take from them and they're offering up all of this and the person may take it, and then when the person for whatever reason decides, okay, I'm done, then the person feels, the person who was doing all of this giving feels used, and they feel like you had some type of interest in me, but then you totally dropped off and you're wrong. And they're not realizing that the person receiving from you is not a sign of how they feel. Okay, it can be a sign of their character or their integrity, because they can know, and this happens, okay, they can know that they have no intentions with you. And they may say something about why they're not looking for a relationship, or they say something that kind of tells you that they're not trying to build anything with you. They may give an excuse, but it doesn't matter what the excuse is. It's the fact that they gave the excuse. So the excuse is a way to say, I'm not going, this is where my mind is. I'm not thinking about this in that type of way. But if you want to proceed, that's on you. Okay, so then if you continue to give and this person is not responding, or you want to look at this when you want to look at evidence of how they feel. What you want to do is look at what's coming from them towards you. That is more of an indicator of what the truth of that connection is, if you're looking for the truth of that connection. Okay, so the truth of how somebody feels, you'll see that coming towards you. So if somebody is telling you, I don't want a relationship, but then they're doing all of these things like they want one. And what I mean by that is not them not stopping you from doing things. I'm talking about them, they're going to be initiating things. They're going to be taking you on dates. They're going to be doing all this stuff like they're pursuing you, but then they're saying they don't want a relationship. Well, that is where somebody is misleading you and they're confusing you. Okay, because their actions are saying, I want a relationship. And that means what's coming towards you. You can't look at, people are getting confused where they're taking their own actions and what they're putting out towards another person as being some type of indicator of something with the other person. That does not indicate anything about the other person. What's coming from you towards them has no bearing on what is actually coming from them towards you and the level of connection that they feel and where they are. You have to separate the two. So all of your energy towards them, see, that's another thing with emotional attachment versus connection. People will have an emotional attachment, meaning they have all of this emotional energy going towards this person, and then they project it onto the person and feel that this person has that same energy coming towards them. And it's like, no, if they have that same energy towards you, you feel that energy coming. They're sending that energy towards you. The same way you're doing it towards them and there's signs of that, it would be the same thing coming back. So you want to separate what you're doing towards somebody else from them. You cannot project it onto them. So say, for instance, you're doing all of these things to build a relationship because you want one with this person. And then you assume that because they're not stopping you from all these things you're doing, that they feel the same way and they're sending that back to you. No, they're just taking in. So when you want to get to the truth, you don't want to look at what that person is taking in from you. You want to look at what that person is sending towards you. What are you taking in from that person? Because a lot of times what you're getting from that person is no energy, no effort, no, they're not sending anything towards you. So then where in your mind is it coming from that this person feels this way, that they're not directing, you're not receiving any of that. So really what you're doing is projecting your own stuff onto them, and then and mirroring yourself, okay, without them actually doing anything. Okay, so a big way to get to the truth of what is really going on is to look at what you're receiving, what is coming from that person, what kind of energy are they giving towards you. If the energy they're giving towards you is, like they don't want you, or they don't, you know what I mean, that's something different. So just look at what are you receiving as the best way to tell what actions are they taking. That is the best indicator of what the truth of how they feel is. It's not based on what you're doing and what they allow you to do, because that is based on character and integrity. That's something totally different. A person with a lot of character and integrity, if you're giving them something and they don't want you, they won't receive it. They won't take it. But some people will take it. It doesn't mean that they feel anything. It just means that they don't have the integrity to stand up and say, you know what, I'm not going to take this from you if I don't want anything with you, and I know you want something with me. That's what you should do. That's what, really good character, really good integrity. That's how you would handle that. But you have to understand, everybody doesn't have that type of character. Everybody doesn't have that type of integrity. So they will take it. That's not a sign of anything. Because some people you making them feel good, you're doing things for them, and some people don't have the character to not allow that. They will let you do it. So if you want to see the truth, look at what they're doing. Look at their actions. Look at the energy they're sending towards you. Look at how much effort they're putting towards you. And there you will see more of the truth than if you were just projecting onto them and projecting your truth onto them. Because just because you're emotionally attached to someone doesn't mean there's a connection there. It means that you're emotionally attached to them. Okay? And this is where karmic partners suck energy. Okay? Because the karmic partner is the person who is emotionally attached to someone who does not have a connection to them. So it's a one-way connection. This is why karmic partners are so draining of energy. You'll hear people talk about that, like karmic partners are vampires or psychic vampires. And they are. You know why? Because they're trying to pull from that person an energy that the person is not giving them. Because they have an emotional attachment that's going one way. Because emotional attachment goes one way. Connection goes two ways. So emotional attachment, this karmic person will have an emotional attachment to someone, and they're sucking from that person, trying to pull in energy that the person is not giving them. Okay, so that's what's actually going on. And this is why in twin flame connections too, you can have, when people talk about the karmic partner is sucking energy from the twin flames, that's how they're doing it. Because that person maybe have a real connection with someone else, and they're sending all of their energy into their connection. They're trying to focus on that. And you'll have a karmic partner here with an emotional attachment to that person, trying to get energy from them, and it's sucking the energy from them, like a tick on them, because it's an emotional attachment, and they're trying to focus somewhere else, and this is pulling energy. You see what I mean? So that is something to think about, guys. Okay, so if you're having this issue, sign up for the 5 hours to True Love Boot Camp and begin to get a healthy perspective on things, because that's what the boot camp does. It helps you align mentally in your physical world and emotionally for true love, so that you're not having so that the things that you're not seeing about how love works, how connection works, things like that. And you'll also see your own attraction point in love. Okay, to see where you really are and what the next thing you're going to bring in is based on where you are. Because where you are is determining the next relationship you're going to have and how that's going to go. Okay, so all of that is in the 5 hours to True Love Boot Camp. I recommend that you take it, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.